Sweet Little Lies by me, the book that started it all. I have not read this book since 2021 when I first self-published it. Have I read like snippets of scenes? Yes, but not in full. So that's what we're doing today. I have, since 2021, published 4 more books, the most recent one being The Walking of Shadows, the 3rd book in my fantasy series. You can get all of my books on my website down below in the description if you are interested. And today we will be reading this. And my name is Eirelyn. Hello. And yes, I designed the cover. So this book is 521 pages. Yes, and it is a biggin. The font is a little big, but we're gonna get through this. There's probably scenes that I have not remembered that I wrote, but I know for a fact that there are 9 spelling mistakes, so let's see if I can find those. I probably won't be able to because I'll probably think they're right, because I clearly did when I wrote it, so. But yes. Let me give you a little bit of background on what this book is about. This book follows Maggie Snow coming back to her hometown after being gone for 2 years. She gets home, we kind of get introduced to a few characters that are predominant, including Jade. And then she goes to Dark Treasure Cafe and meets Adrian. And they talk and chat. And while all this is happening, Maggie finds out that Kean Turner, a boy she once knew, has gone missing. And he's the same guy who asked her to come back to town in the first place. So, you know, mystery. It's not really that much of a mystery, like 4 chapters and you find out he's dead. Which is not a spoiler because it's a murder mystery. So you can figure out who killed him throughout the book and figure that out. This will be a spoiler-free reading vlog because I don't want to spoil my own book and I want you guys to read it. So yes. Also, all my books are on Storygraph, so that is what I will be using to track the book. Ta-da! So you can read this. So you can do that with all my books on Storygraph. I think a few are on Goodreads. Not sure, but they are all on Storygraph. So if you are wanting to track and read. So I'm so excited. I know this book front and back basically, but I haven't read it in full, so there's probably so many little things that I forgot about. I'm so nervous. This is my little baby. I'm still so proud of it. And I'm so nervous to reread it because I haven't in so long. Hi, Chester. Another thing I forgot to say again, there are trigger warnings. I have a whole trigger warning page on the very front of the book. So, and it has specific chapters. What is this cat doing? But I just wanted to let you know that there are trigger warnings. So, keep yourself safe and sane. Ah. Jesus is there? What are you doing? I will say, I feel like I've only gotten like 1 page in. I feel like I did a very good job at getting the reader very immersed into the world right away, because this book has 6 different point of views and it starts off with Maggie's, and it just says, I ride through the wealthy neighborhood. Not much has changed. All the houses are still big and fancy. All of them have two floors and probably pools in the backyard. And that just, to me, I'm like, oh, I instantly know she hates that side. But I don't know if I just know that because I'm the author. So, but yes, I'm also using my little frog bookmark that my friend Chloe painted me for my birthday. He's a little guy. First chapter is read. We have been introduced to the main character, Maggie, her dad, and Jade. So those dynamics are starting to be shown. We are now to chapter 2, which is still Maggie's point of view. It is Monday, September 2nd at 6 p.m. Each chapter has like the day and the time included in it, so you kind of know where the chapter is starting, especially if the chapters are within the same day. It's so good. It's so good. This just makes me so happy because it's actually good. And I'm very, very proud of it, at me. And I know that my writing has come so far, but also through reading this, I can see things that I need to add back into my writing with, because there are so many characters in this book that I've just like realized, and I kind of toned down on the amount of characters that I had, which, to kind of flesh out the world more, it's kind of better to have more characters, you know? So I'm gonna think about when I write my next books. But my newest one, I need to preface, this was my first mystery book. I have 2 mystery books and then 3 fantasy books, which are part of a 5-book series. So the fantasy books are all like my first time writing fantasy. So, you know, yeah. She's about to find out that Kian is missing. Just saying. Because I feel like that is not a spoiler. Adrian has been introduced. Another character. I'm just gonna read this interaction. I'm Adrian, by the way. He smiles and puts his hand out for me to shake it. Cool. I look back down at my book. Are you going to tell me your name? Adrian asks. Nope. Why not? I close my book and cross my arms over top of it. Clearly, he's not going to leave me alone like he promised. I like the mystery. I can tell you're reading The Bone Collector? I'm going to give you a little secret. I just searched up mystery books when writing this, so I'm pretty sure The Bone Collector is a Stephen King book, but have I ever read it? No. I could have picked any other book that I had read, but I hadn't read that many books at the time of writing this. So anyway, The Bone Collector. But yes, we're getting introduced to Adrian, and it's so exciting. I love this whole scene and the dynamics of it all. This scene is what inspired the whole book, is all I'm gonna say. Page 18. I apologize to any Kellys. I'm sorry. But we're on chapter 3, which is Adrian's point of view. I'm so excited. We've already gotten the first sprinkle of foreshadowing, I will tell you that. I know that I gave all of the parents' names, but do I remember them? We'll see. I was right. We get told Adrian's parents' names. I'm so used to it being Mom and Dad, not Linda and Matthew. Also, we get the Oscar introduction. So, morning, bud, I smile as he gets into the passenger seat. No morning, bud. I asked you to stop honking and just text me when you're here. You almost gave my mom another heart attack, which implies that Adrian has already given Oscar's mom a heart attack. I fear I'm gonna update every chapter. Also, if you're wondering, this tattoo on my arm is the tattoo that Maggie has in the books. So, yes, but I'm on chapter 4. It's now a Maggie point of view again, and there's a back-to-school party in the woods tonight. So, we also got introduced to Connor, which is Maggie's ex. That information to me doesn't seem like a spoiler. And we got mention of Ace, which is Kian's sister. Important information. I'm pretty sure all the main characters have been introduced now. Yeah, so we've got Maggie, we know Ace, Oscar / Adams. His full name is Oscar Adams, but Maggie calls him Adams for anybody who may be confused by that. We've met Adrian, we know Jade, and we know Connor. Slay. And we got the dynamics. And I'm on page 47. I just realized, I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. That's, like, that hasn't, chronologically, that doesn't make sense. And then I was like, wait, it's foreshadowing. And I think I did it unintentionally. And that's just pretty cool. People think the gang is bad. It's not. It gets kind of explained later that the gang isn't an actual gang. It's just kind of a group of people that hang out. I just got to chapter 6, and I said I wouldn't update, but we have a new character point of view. We got an Ace Turner chapter, the first Ace Turner chapter. And I'm 60 pages in, which is 12% of this book. Because it's huge. So I'm forgetting how much content I included. There's just so much. We also got introduced to Ace's mom, in chapter 5, which was something. She's a character. It's just so good. It's so good. There is some spelling things that I am noticing that I'm like, how did I not catch that when editing? I've really perfected my editing process now with my newer books. I have a family friend that edits. I've got, like, I go through 3 different draft edits. I can really see how far my writing's come, which is really cool. But I find myself giggling because I'm like, I know what this is meant to say, but it's funnier with the way that the error. I'm resisting every single urge in my body right now to, like, not say whenever there's foreshadowing. And I'm like, it's like, I don't want to spoil it. And I want people to read it. And I want you guys to read it. Chapter 8, I just finished, is one of my favorite chapters because you get a lot more information about Maggie's character and her past and some information with her family, as well as kind of why she wanted to join the newspaper with Adrian and Oscar, and it's great. I completely forgot there's one thing though where everybody kind of just assumes what happened to Kian, and then it gets answered and everybody's like, yeah, we knew it, obviously, duh. And I think the reason why I had to do that is because I had originally written it and I was like, why does everyone just assume this? But I'm like, it was fairly obvious in the way it all played out. But yeah, I'm on chapter 9 now. It is another Maggie chapter. So I think this is the chapter that we get the autopsy report. I think. Ooh! And then chapter 10 is a Jade chapter, which is the first Jade chapter. Oh my gosh, we're already at this part. Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm remembering how it's all playing out now. I love it so much, and I cannot express the words of how much these characters mean to me and their stories and the world, and I missed it. I missed the world. So, like, I remembered that Jade had siblings, but I kind of forgot that they were twins. I clearly have a thing with twins because this book has twins, my second book has twins, and my fantasy series is gonna have twins. We are on chapter 13. Let me give you the most non-spoilery update I can. Adrian is failing science 3 weeks into school. So Maggie, who is not failing and has the highest grade in the class actually, is now going to tutor him in science. Also, 141 pages into this book. I don't know what percentage that is, but it's a decent amount. I have read this. So, let's continue reading. I forgot the U in house. I was 17. Don't worry about it. We're at chapter 14, which is the first Connor Martin chapter of the entire book. It is also 152 pages into the book, and we're on Friday, September 20th at 7:05 a.m. I'm slowly remembering how the timeline is strung together and pieced together, and I'm so proud of myself for that, because we've got this and then a few more things. I can't tell you guys. I can't tell you, but I really like Connor's character and everything. I like all the characters. I forgot that Connor's dad was a police officer. Kept reading. Should have kept reading. My dad has been working at the police station for over a year now. I still don't know what he does there since he's not a cop, but he told me that he'd keep me posted on anything he hears about Kian's case. Maybe I made him the secretary? I know that there's like something that happens, and I know it's connected to Connor's like storyline, but I can't remember how it all intertwines. I don't remember how I did this. We are at chapter 15, which is an ace chapter, and it's the funeral chapter. I can't believe I'm like 32% through this book already. It's very fast paced, and I forgot that. I know that stuff happens in chapter 15, where things start to get alluded to more. They've already been alluded to, but they're alluded to more, you know? We start to get more answers, kind of, but not really. But soon, I bet I could get to that part tonight, because it's only like, it's around here. It's around here that it happens. So, those are some of my favorite chapters. Page 174. I can feel the emotions. I can perfectly envision these characters, and I just want other people to be able to too. And it's... Chapter 17. I love the starting of this chapter. Also, I just love this chapter in general. I think it's really good. And you get a bit more answers to things. And I also enjoyed chapter 16, which is a Jade chapter where her and Ace go to Dark Treasure Cafe and they kind of just get to know each other more and have conversations, and it's fun. But chapter 17, snaps. You learn a lot in this chapter, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, you've learned a lot. We are at chapter 20, and things are about to hit the fan. Some answers are about to get answered in like a bit, but like things start to occur and happen. So this area of chapters, it doesn't look like that big of an area, but a lot happens. So just know that, be aware. From chapters 20 to 25, stuff happens, but then stuff continues to happen and things just slightly get worse and worse. Page 252. I still think is some of my best writing. And it's just I really don't know what to say. Just the way Adrian speaks and says his words are very beautiful, but I also know that the words came from me, even though the situation that is going on in the books isn't always a situation that everybody goes through. I think the words that Adrian says on page 252 can still relate to other people's situations, like other people's trauma and what they've gone through, even if it's not the same thing that Maggie's gone through. And I'm very proud of myself for writing this still. And it is, like, these words I wrote are engraved into my brain. Like, I knew without even having to read what it was saying. And I really like that. And there's like the very last like sentence at the end of 252 is just such a, like, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. I don't think any of my writing can ever top this chapter that I wrote. It is just my favorite chapter that I've ever written. The most important chapter I think I've ever written. I love it so much. And these characters mean so much to me. And I've been in a bit of a creative rut when it comes to my current books. The current one I'm writing, which is the 4th book in my fantasy series. And I think by rereading this book, it's helping me kind of get out of that rut and find that creative spark again and what I want to write about again. And because there's just so much emotion in these words, even if I never really write the explicit emotion that is being said, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not very descriptive in this book. It's a lot of dialogue, little description. It's just so easy to read, and I enjoy that I've added more description into my books because I think it helps flesh out the worlds. But for the sake of this one, I think it works perfectly with little description and just dialogue. Not crazy dialogue, like there's still description, but that's my rant. This is my favorite chapter in the whole book, like the whole book, because it's just, I'm really proud of it, is what I'm trying to say. So I am officially 60% through the book. I have this section left to read. I just finished a Connor chapter and things are starting to pick up pace. I'm so excited to continue reading this tomorrow. My eyes are getting tired, so I'm gonna take a break. But things are picking up, stuff is happening. I cannot believe I read that much today. I basically read a whole book today. But it's just as good as I remembered. I lied last night, I kept reading. So I now have this much. I'm 69% through, basically 70. So this is the part of the book where things start to pick up pace. Like, stuff is just happening. And I will tell you, throughout all of these, there's like this chunk of pages, there is so much foreshadowing. And I know all of it. Like, I can spot all of it because I know the conclusion, but I don't know if anybody else can. Like, I don't know if when you're reading this book, if you're just reading it and not paying attention to like the slight things characters say, or if you're shocked at the end for the reveal, because I really blatantly just kind of tell you at some points. At least to me it feels like that. But anyway, people are kissing, stuff is happening. We had the karaoke night, which isn't actually karaoke night at all, but it's karaoke night. We also had Detective Lana, who is the detective, re-talk to Maggie about Kean's case. So that happened. But like, oh, we're already here. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna continue to read. I'm currently on chapter 34. If you read this book, please make a review somewhere on Goodreads or on Storygraph. Preferably Storygraph, because I'll check that more often. Like, even if you tag me in it on like social media, be like, Eirelynbird, I reviewed your book. I just need to know if you can pick up on the foreshadowing. And if you do, I'm gonna be so proud. And if you don't, I'm still gonna be proud. Also, I didn't preface this earlier in the video. Sweet Little Lies, the title I got from Bulow's song, Sweet Little Lies. Tell me all your sweet, sweet little lies. That heavily inspired this book. So if you listen to the song, you may be able to figure it out. You may be able to like piece together everything. End of chapter 35. Bomb drop. But it's really cool because it's like chapter full of words and then the reveal is like on the next page. It's the next day. We are in the latter half of this book and there is still so much that needs to happen. I vividly remember writing specific things and they have not happened yet. So I'm like, where are they? How fast paced does this pick up? Because I have this trend with my books, right? Where it's like a nice steady slow build and then the end is just like boom, 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 and stuff just hits the fan. So that's gonna happen. I don't even know what to talk about because I don't want to spoil anything because like things are picking up. There's so much foreshadowing and I know what's happening. I know what's gonna happen. I just really want to know if other people are like feeling the tension that is building and being like, oh shit, oh shit. I'm now on chapter 46, and this is the chapter where pieces piece together. Confirmation seems to happen within this chapter, if I'm remembering correctly, which I think I am. I wouldn't see there being really... So much happens within this small amount of pages, it is insane. This is insane. I'm still reading. I'm on chapter, oh gosh, what chapter am I on? 48. Whew, I know what happens. I know what happens. But my heart is beating. Just finished, and it was so good. It was so good, and I know I'm biased because I'm the author, but it was so good. There was a lot of spelling mistakes, but it's fine. My dream would to be to get this traditionally published one day. I would still tweak a few things within the story, but it's perfect. It's my little baby. It's my little book baby. All these characters. It's so good. I will relive you again one day. The ending is still so good. I feel like one of the hardest things with books is having a satisfying ending, and it's perfect. It's perfect. And there's still some little like loose endy things where if I did ever want to write a sequel, I could. I don't know if I would, but like throughout the book, Adrian's parents progressively start fighting more and more, and I know what that's about. It's in my brain. I know why they're fighting, but there's never an answer. So if anyone's curious as to that, you'll just have to ask me, and I will have to tell you, but it's only if you read the book, which is available on my website. So thank you guys for coming along and watching this video and seeing my reactions and hearing. It was very hard. It was very hard not to spoil things. I'm so used to just spoiling the books in my reading videos, but it was so good. It was so good. I'm so happy I reread this. I'm so happy. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I'm gonna give it 5 stars because I'm biased, but I think it's 5 stars. What can I say? This is a 5-star book right here. We got trauma. We got character development. We got character building. We have the world building. We have a mystery. We've got everything. We have everything. We have fun, awesome couples. We just have everything in this book. Everything is here. And it's great. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in my next one.